Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lacey. Welcome to those who are new. I'm so glad you're here. I'm very excited for this video. You might hear a lot of background noises, lots of cars. I am filming outside because it's beautiful. I'm also drinking a Sprite, so cheers. I've been on a huge Sprite kick lately. I don't know why, but yeah. I'm normally not a pop drinker, but Sprite is just like, yeah. So anyway, I'm filming my September reading wrap up. Today is September 30th, so perfect day to film this. I don't have a huge list of books that I read. I hardly ever do. I'm pretty busy. I have a lot of things going on, and so it's just like hard for me to get that reading time in, even though I squeeze it in there as much as I can. I'm not the fastest reader. So I like to, take my time and like soak everything in. I'm not really a speed reader, so yeah. Also, before I officially get into the wrap up, I did have a quick announcement. So I just wanted to tell you guys that I am a host on a podcast now, and I'm really excited about it. If you don't know, I'm really into Disney, and so is my sister and our two friends. We actually went on a trip in September of 2019, and it was so epic. It was so much fun. It was my sister's first trip, so I had a lot of fun experiencing Disney through her eyes. And so after that, we just kept Marco Poloing about it. Like every day we would have like a Disney question of the day, and then after a year of doing that, we all were like, should we start a podcast? So we did. It's called Hanging at the Hangar Bar, which is a bar in Disney Springs, and that's actually where we like kicked off our trip. Is we went to Disney Springs on our first night, and just sat outside, had a drink or more, and just, sat and relaxed. And there was a live band, and it was just like the perfect way to kick off our vacation. And so when we're sitting around and talking Disney, we're always imagining ourselves at the hangar bar. So I will leave all the details down below. I'll try to link it. I don't know if I can. If I can't, I will definitely have our Instagram, which will have the link to the podcast. We're available on Spotify, Hangar Bar, Spotify, Apple, I think other platforms as well. And yeah, go have a listen. It's fairly new, so you can binge listen if you're at work or going for a walk or exercising. So yeah, I feel like I flew through that. There were like people shouting, so that's all right. Great. Let's get into the wrap up. So I had a buddy read, and then I'm also part of a book club, even though I think this buddy read that I did with a few of my friends on Instagram, I think we just talked about it today, and we might be starting our own book club, so I'll be a part of 2 book clubs, and I'm so excited about that. I've never been in a book club before, and it's so much fun. So the first book I read was not for any book clubs, but it is The Silent Patient by Mcelides. I loved this book. This book was so good. I love the cover. The author just sets the perfect tone. This book just made me want to curl up next to a window when it's like rainy outside with a cup of tea or coffee, and snuggle up and just like read. It was such a great book. So yeah, if you're not familiar about what this is about, this one is about a woman who is a famous painter, and she is caught, like, her husband was murdered, and the police catch her with a gun in her hand that murdered him. So she's in like a institution, and she won't speak like at all. So bear with me. So this psychotherapist, I think he specializes in forensic psychics, I'm probably saying all of that wrong, but I know he works with cases and suspects and maybe victims of cases. I'm not quite sure what that. But he decides to go to this institution to try to get her to talk. So that's what it's about. So good. I gave this 4 stars. And I also appreciate that this book, the writer has a great writing style. I love it. Like I said, he knows how to set the tone, and it's also a very fast-paced read where the chapters are super short and it's split up into parts. So yeah, just wanted to say that. Next book that I attempted to read, I did not finish this, so I'm including it in this, and it'll probably be in my October wrap-up, but this is The Death of Mrs. Westaway by Ruth Ware. This will be my second Ruth Ware book. Which one did I read? Oh, In a Dark, Dark Wood. And I really liked In a Dark, Dark Wood. This one is about a woman who's having financial troubles, and she gets a letter saying that her grandmother just passed away and wants to give her her estate. Like, she willed it to her. But the thing is that her grandmother shares the same name, but her real grandmother passed away a while ago. So it's not her real grandmother. But like I said, she's in a lot of financial difficulties, a lot of financial trouble. So she decides to go and claim this estate. So yeah, I really like it. The main character is like a tarot reader, which is really cool because I'm really into tarot and all of that. I think it's really cool. So I really like that, and so far I'm really liking it. I just got interrupted by a few other books, so I didn't stop it because I don't like it. It's just, I need to get to it. I prioritized the buddy read and the book club book. Speaking of, the next book is House of Salt and Sorrows by Erin A. Craig. This one I heard is a 12 Dancing Princesses retelling. I've never read that or even heard of that story before, so I went into this not really knowing anything about that. And I loved this book so much. Oh, never mind. I loved this book so much. I haven't read a YA book in quite a while, so it was really refreshing. And this one is, it's kind of hard to say what it's about, but it's very oceany, and it's in its own world. And we have all of this family of like all these girls of different ages, and their mom passed away, and then everyone says that there's a curse on their family because then the sisters one by one start to die. And yeah, there's some fantasy elements to it and horror elements, so if you're looking to get into horror, I really recommend this one because it just gives you a little taste of it. But it's really, really a great book, and I gave this one 3 stars. I felt like the ending didn't wrap up very well. I thought it was pretty rushed, but the buildup of it was phenomenal. So yeah, that's House of Salt and Sorrows. Next book was a buddy read, and it was The Maidens by Mcelides. So I just finished The Silent Patient, and I wanted to dive into this right away, and then a few of my friends also wanted to read it, so we decided to do a buddy read between the 4 of us. It was so much fun. We took it pretty slow by going part by part each week, and then discussing and sharing our thoughts and opinions and theories, and it was just so much fun. So yeah, this one is about a woman who gets a call from her niece, and her niece says that her friend was murdered. And the main character in this, I can't remember, but she's like a group therapist. I'm not quite sure if therapist is the right word, but she works with groups that way. And so she decides to go to this college. I forgot to tell you that her niece is in college where this happened. So she goes to the college to kind of help and figure out what's going on. There's a professor who has like his own secret club with some students, and they're called the Maidens, which is really odd. And yeah, it was really good. I loved the tone of this book. Like I said, he just has a way of setting the tone, and his writing is just so cozy and great. I love his writing style so much. I also forgot to mention that his books also follow very, very loosely a Greek mythology or a Greek myth. So the first one, I can't remember what the myth was, but this one is Hades and, oh my gosh, I forgot. Persephone? Persephone? Persephone. I don't know. I'm not the best at Greek. I have Circe and I have Song of Achilles, so hopefully after I read those I can get a little bit better at Greek mythology. But yeah, they're loosely based on, or loosely, very loosely based on, my goodness, there is an angry bird, based on those myths. This one I gave a 3 stars to. I really, really liked the book. However, the ending I wasn't a huge fan of. I felt like, again, in this one, it was a little bit more rushed, and I felt myself a little confused. I even had to go back and reread some parts, which might have been my fault. Sometimes when I'm getting closer to the end, I start reading faster because I just want to figure out what's going on, and I'm too excited. So yeah, I think I'm gonna reread this one. I do know that this author does have a thing, and I don't know if this is necessarily a spoiler, but a lot of characters that are set in his books, I've noticed, are mainly set in there for to kind of throw off the reader, which is fine, but also I feel like his characters should have a bigger purpose than what they are in there for. So yeah, that was The Maiden. And the last book that I read this month is Baby Teeth by Zoe Stage. I don't know if the J is silent. Zoe, I'm not quite sure, but oh my gosh, this one, I don't know, this one and The Silent Patient might have been my 2 favorite books that I read this month. I went into this completely blind. I heard it's really weird, and oh my gosh, it is. This is so up my alley. It was so great, so disturbing, so weird, great characters. I love flawed characters so much. This one is in dual perspectives, and it's in a perspective of a mother and then her 7-year-old daughter who won't speak. She can't speak, won't speak, just won't. And then all of a sudden, she starts speaking to her mom weird things, but will not talk to the dad, and she like loves her dad and wants to be like his little angel, but like does not like her mom. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I highly recommend this one. I gave it 4 stars, but honestly I'm thinking about changing it to 5 because man, I like this book. I am so excited to read one of her next books. I think she has 2 other books, and I am so excited to continue on with her books, or like continue reading from this author, because it just was so good. Yes, those were all of the books that I read this month. Let me know what books you read this month. Let me know if you've read any of these. I feel like I read a lot of great thrillers and even horror. So yeah, that just gets me pumped, and I'm so excited for the books that I'm going to be reading in October. I cannot wait. I have a lot of great ones on my TBR, which I will be filming soon, so look forward to that. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.